Hey guys, welcome to my video. Like the title says, I got this that died in the dunes and won't start. It had to be towed out. It's got a couple issues that I know of, a couple issues that I don't know of. Before I got it, it never started, so you have to really give gas and spin it. So I think that's a carburetor issue. I thought it was low compression or something to do with the motor, but since that, I put a big bore on it, I put a different head on it, and I changed the valve seals. And it still did that even after I did all those repairs and mods. So my guess is that it's carb related or electrical, and it's consistent, so I doubt electrical. So I'm going to take apart the carb, have a look at that. I did reuse the valves when I put this new head on, so I think that's probably one of the issues. Regardless, it's been sitting for 2 months now. It died in the dunes. And then the one problem that I know is messed up is the starter clutch is slipping. So when you hit the button, it just turns and turns and turns. That's the starter clutch. So throughout this video or the next few weeks, days, I'm going to tear this all apart. Hopefully I can identify these problems. Once the starter clutch is fixed, then I can kind of see what's going on, because if it starts or doesn't start. I think I can get it running like this with a pull start. It was acting brutal. It didn't have anywhere near the power that it should have had. It wasn't popping. It wasn't backfiring or anything. It wasn't running over lean. So I don't know. I'm kind of stumped on this one. But first thing I'm going to do is pull the carb, take it apart, and see if there's any kind of telltale signs that there's an issue there. And then from there, I'll take the head out. I bought new valves. I'll put those on, and we'll go from there. And then we'll test it out. Hopefully with the big bore, the ported head, the cam, the pipe, the K&N, we have a fast 60 horsepower 450. If we don't, something's obviously wrong. But keep watching. So cleaned the carb out, rebuilt it, put it all back together. She's ready to go. Now I'm going to remove the head. Now I'm curious to see how long it's going to take me to remove the head. So I'm going to start by cleaning it, and then draining the coolant, and then taking it all apart. Alright guys, so it was 26.5 minutes to take the head off of the quad. Probably wasted about 5-6 minutes on turning bolts. I should have used other tools, but some of these, like these two bolts, probably took 4 minutes, 3 more minutes on their own, and that's annoying. But yeah, 26 minutes plus the 10 minutes to do that. So with cleaning, so far, taking the head out and everything, it's about a 40-minute job realistically, with setting up the quad, cleaning it, and everything like that. I'm going to change the valves on it. I'm done for today, so I'll have the valves changed another day, and then I'm going to start putting it all back together and see where it goes. Hopefully this solves the problem, but yeah, we'll find out later in this video. Alright guys, so conclusion of this video, it's probably 2.5 months now. It's November. I recorded the beginning of this video in August. Part of that's due to how many issues that were involved in this, and part of that's due to just my schedule. I only usually have like a day of the week to work on stuff, and then if I'm not able to work on stuff that day, then it has to be put aside till next week or whatever. And then on top of that, this bad boy here ended up having a ton of problems that had to be addressed one after the other. So as I mentioned, I got it running. Well, I haven't mentioned that, but I did get it sorted out, all of it. I took the head apart, I redid the head, have brand new valves, seals, I lapped the valves in, got all that sorted out. I adjusted the compression, re-shimmed it, so the motor is all good to go. And then I changed the starter clutch because it wasn't spinning. And once I changed the starter clutch, I realized that the reducer gear, that's the reducer gear is that little thing in here that takes the power from the starter to the starter clutch. So I replaced that. I welded that together. Well, I didn't replace it, I welded it so that it couldn't slip. The Hondas have a slip design to not cause problems with the starter if you give the gas at startup. I just welded it solid. Just got to remember to never give the gas at startup. Once I did that, I checked to make sure there was no air leaks or anything, and then still it didn't start. Seriously. Replaced all that, fixed that. It didn't start again. So then I tested the stator. Turns out the stator wasn't in spec. So replaced the stator. Now I have spark, everything's good. And then guess what? Still didn't start. Well, it was now, after I replaced the stator, it was trying to start. Pre-stator, nothing. It was doing nothing. So now that it was trying to start, I'm like, okay, something's not right here. I ended up, I did rebuild the clutch. I took the carburetor, sorry, took it completely apart, checked all the seals, fully rebuilt it, and put it back together, but still no start. So what ended up happening was it was the carb adjustment. I guess when I took it all apart, I had put the air screw all the way in, and the idle, I had completely turned it down. So I readjusted those things, and now she fires right up. I'm very happy about that. It's not perfect. It still needs some jetting. We'll get it done. It's not backfiring. Oh, and the petcock's leaking. That's a fantastic part of the day. I don't know if it's the seal inside the carburetor or if it's just the line. One way, I'm gonna put a clamp on here and I'll find out. And then, but the petcock is also leaking up here. So that's great news as well. It's difficult to win with this quad. I got it cheap, and then I think maybe the karma of it just came with it to me. And but I'm hoping, I did ride it yesterday. It hauls. But it's been a few weeks since I've ridden a quad. Not weeks, months. Since October, a month. So anything's gonna feel fast right now. It's just one of those things. I have my wife's 450 that I know dynos at 50 horsepower. What I'll do is I'll get a friend to come over, or I'll time it, and we'll go head to head with these. If this doesn't beat it, it should be somewhere near 60 horsepower. I'll know for sure. But currently it's not popping. There's no issues with the carburetor jetting as I can see, but there's got, like, I haven't changed the jets, and I put a big bore on it. I redid the head. Also to mention, when I did the head, one of the valves was cupped, so there was a problem there. But yeah, so in the next video, now that this project is finished, I'm going to load the next quad onto the lift. And it is my 2003 Banshee. I blew that motor flat tracking, and basically going round, and it popped. So stay tuned for that video. I'm honestly just about to record it right now, and have a look. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and follow along with my random shop problems.